All right. So it says, listen to the story. How can you represent the number of apples? So how can we represent them? Can we use objects? Sure. Okay. All right. So how can we represent the number of apples? Say the numbers. Abby picks fruit with her family. She picks 6 red apples and puts them in a basket. She picks 1 more green apple than red apples. She puts the green apples in a different basket. Okay. So let's start here. You know what? I'm not going to use counters because I want to use red and green. So you can use your colors if you want to as well. I'm going to use a red and a green pen and see if that shows up. Move this down. Okay. Here we go. Abby picks fruit with her family. She picks 6 red apples and puts them in a basket. So right here, let's draw 6 red apples, okay? That way we know. We can just draw counters if you want because apples are round, right? They look like counters. So let's draw 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's Abby's 6 red apples, okay? And she put them in a basket. Now it says she picks 1 more green apple than the red apples. So how many red apples did she draw? 6, but she also picked 1 more green apples than these. So that means if she picked 6 red apples, we're going to draw at least 6 green apples. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but she picked 1 more than the red. So 1 more than the red apples, okay? And she puts the green apples in a different basket. So how many red apples did she have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's write that number right here. How many green apples did she have then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because it was 1 more than the red apples, okay? All right, let's see. Turn your paper over right here to the 6 and the 7. Here we go. It says, how can you use an object to represent each animal? Say the number and then trace the number. Now, I know in the past, some of my kiddos at home aren't tracing and following. It's important to trace it, and I'll tell you why. Because remember we talked about really good handwriting, and practice doesn't make perfect, but practice makes better, yes? So when we trace and we practice writing them every single day, they're going to always get a little bit better, okay? So how can we, let's first trace the number, okay? What number is this? We just learned it. 6. So everybody say this one out loud with me. 6. Okay, and let's show fast fingers. 6. 5 and 1 more is 6. So whenever we say show us fast fingers 6, you're going to say 6. Now we're going to trace it. Start at the top, come down and around like I just said earlier on the board, and make a circle there. 6. So we said the number, we traced the number. Now, how can we use objects to represent each animal? It says John has 6 chickens. Let's draw 6 counters for his 6 chickens, okay? So we're going to start here. 6 counters for 6 chickens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now remember, there's also a reason for this. We want to always start from the left and draw them all the way to the right. And then when we come down to the next line, we have to come back to the left and go to the right. I don't want to see counters here and a counter here or here or here. They have to be from left to right, okay? That's how we teach our reading, and so we need to keep it all the same. Now look at number 2. What number is this one? 7. So everybody say out loud with me, 7. Fast fingers for 7 is this. We have 5, 6, 7. Fast fingers for 7. Again, everybody do it. 7. There we go. So now I want you to trace your number 7 straight across the top, down at an angle, and there you go. It says Amy has 7 horses. 7 horses. So let's draw 7 counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 horses, 7 counters, okay? Okay, turn your paper over. For number 3, right up here at the top, it says, Maya finds 7 buckets in the barn. How can you use an object to represent each bucket? Circle the number that represents the group of buckets. All right, well, here I can use, I'm going to use cubes, I think. Okay, 7 buckets in the barn. So I'm going to use cubes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 5, 6, 7. There's my 7 buckets in the barn, okay? How can you use, this is how we used objects to represent it. Now it says circle the number that represents the group of buckets. So is this 7 or is this 7? What do you guys think? Which one? This one is 6. This one is 7. So we're going to circle 7, okay? You guys circle 7 as well. On number 4, it says, Andrew puts away 6 brooms in the barn. How can you use an object to represent each broom? Circle the number that represents the group of brooms. Okay, I'll use counters here. 6 brooms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 brooms in the barn. I used 6 counters to represent each broom. Circle the number that represents the group of brooms. So we said there's 6 brooms, right? Is this 6 or is this 6? You circle it. This one is 6. There are 6 brooms in the barn. This number is 7. 6 and 7. Good job. Okay, turning your paper over. This side you're going to do on your own, but I will read you the instructions, okay? All right, look at number 5. It says, count the tractors in each group. Circle the groups that have 7 tractors. Now it said groups. There may be more than one group that has 7 tractors. So make sure you look at all of them and count each group, okay? You're going to count them. If there are 7 tractors here, you're going to circle it. If there's 7 tractors here, you'll circle it. Then you'll go to this one. If there are 7 here, you'll circle it. But you're only going to circle the groups that have 7 in it, okay? Number 6. 6 and 7 both says, trace the number. What does trace mean? Trace means you go over it. So you're going to trace your numbers 6 and 7, okay? So trace the number. Then you're going to draw to represent the number. So you can draw me counters right here, or you can draw me bunnies or horses or hearts or whatever you want to draw. Draw me 6 pictures here. Draw me 7 pictures right here, okay? So you have to do 2 parts there. Trace the number and draw me how many in each of these columns, okay? All right, guys, that is your new lesson for today for representing numbers 6 and 7, okay? I will see you tomorrow with the next set. Bye.